Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and happy day 7 of Summerween Readathon. Okay, so I have 2 books left on my Summerween TBR. One that I am only 70 pages into, and it's like a 300 some page book. I don't actually know how long it is, but it's kind of long. There's 10 hours left in my audiobook. And then I started today my third book, which is, or one of the other books, The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Claw. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am definitely going to be giving that a very high rating. I am freaking loving it. Okay? It is dark. It is kind of gruesome. The writing is fantastic. I love the way that's written. And it's a story that has me so intrigued. Like, I cannot wait to find out where this is all going, because it's been wild so far. And yeah, I'm so happy that it's like you know how you have some novellas and it takes them like half of the book to get going, to get into anything, which is like really a waste and really sad because it's so stinking short. Like, you cannot waste time in a novella, and this one is not wasting any time. We're going right into the action. Like, first page, we have someone being eaten. That's all I'm gonna say. We have someone being eaten, and I freaking love it. I freaking love it. It's so good. It's like, girls be like, I needed this, and it's just reading a book about someone being eaten. And I just love how, like, the main character of the book, the mermaid, she is all about taking down these men in their kingdoms. And I'm like, yes, girl. Yes, girl. Let's go. F that patriarchy. That's right. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it a lot. I like the dynamic that we have going on between our main character and the plague doctor. It is really good so far. I'm really liking it. I definitely think right now we're sitting at a strong 4-star for sure. I don't know if it's going to be a 5-star, but definitely strong 4.5 is where I'm predicting. And I'm not very far into it. Granted, it's a very short book because it's a novella, but still. Yeah. My goal is to finish that tonight. I am on my way now to go meet Cass at the bookstore here in town, Twice Told Tales. We're gonna go and waste some time book shopping while we wait for her mother-in-law and little Bobo to get to town, so that way we can then head to Salina to do a little pre-garage sailing at a friend of mine's house, or grandparents' house, and then we're gonna go and do some shopping, which means we might find some more Halloween decorations. I am putting myself on a budget though. It's tough love tonight, baby, because things got a little crazy here last weekend, and I cannot afford another crazy spending day. So we're gonna reel it in. I don't need every Halloween decoration that I see. I don't need it. And then yeah, we're gonna grab supper. My vote is also to get ice cream tonight, because why not? And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be driving to Salina separately or with Cass. If I'm going separate, then I will listen to the audiobook of Ace of Shades, so that way I get a little farther into that one, because it's like a 20-30 minute drive from here to Salina. So I could get another hour at least done in that, and then that'll only leave me with like 9 hours of the book to read tomorrow. We will see how things go, but that's my little update for now. I gotta run in and drop off my lunch from today, put it in the fridge so it doesn't bake out here in the car, my leftovers, and then head to the bookstore. So I will see you guys later.
Family blind dates.
Oh my gosh, look.
That's cute.
Okay, so I just got back from
all of the shopping and hanging out with Cass, all of that fun stuff. And I wanted to give you guys a little update. Say hello, Vicky. You want to say hello? You want to say hi? I want to show you my little shirt. This is my Summerween themed shirt for the day. Also got my earrings to match and my tumbler that I got from Walmart last year during Halloween season. So I did get a little bit further in Ace of Shades, and I actually am really liking this book. I don't think I've really talked about my feelings towards Ace of Shades yet. I've just been mentioning that I'm listening to the audiobook of it, and I'm almost done with like the first chapter of the audiobook. So there's about 9 hours left in it, which is a lot. It's a long audiobook, but I am liking it so far. I think it is, it is a fantasy, way more fantasy than it is horror, thriller, whatever, but it definitely has some kind of like high stakes stuff happening. I do get the YA sense of like, as far as like what is going on and the romance and the longing looks and like whatever. There is some of that I just kind of had to like roll my eyes at, and just some of the things that the character, our main character, and that she thinks or says or like whatever, some of it I just have to kind of like roll my eyes at. But overall, like I am enjoying it. Like I definitely want to see where this is gonna go, and I'm intrigued, I'm interested, which is more than I thought I would say, quite frankly. I wasn't really convinced that I was going to like this book, or at least like it as much as I am. So that's good. Probably sitting at like 3.5, maybe even 4 stars at the moment, but yeah, there's still quite a ways left to go in it. I haven't read any further in the Salt Grows Heavy since I last saw you, but I do have for you guys a book haul because as I mentioned, we did go to Twice Told Tales, which is the indie bookstore here in town, and then we also went to Target because Target was having a buy 2 get 1 free sale that Cass wanted to take part in, and I ended up finding some books, so she threw those in with hers, and we got the deals. So I'm going to show you everything that I got today book-wise, and we're going to start with the stuff from Twice Told Tales because that's where we went first. So the used books section of Twice Told Tales was on fire today. I cannot believe, I don't think that I have walked out of Twice Told Tales with so many books from the used book section like in a long time, and I'm really sad because I had a stinking coupon, a $5 off coupon, and I grabbed it because I knew we were going. Did I remember to use it? No. So now I'm gonna have to go again just so I can use the coupon. That's okay, it expires in December of this year, so I will be back to Twice Told before it expires, I can guarantee you that. So anyway, with that said, on to the books. First I have How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. This is actually a book that Kelly bought on one of our book outings, I'm pretty sure. I know she owns this book. I saw her buy it and I was like, man, that sounds like a good book. And I almost bought it full price at Barnes or somewhere. And then I found it at Twice Told Tales today for $7. So I'm really excited to give this one a go. Oh, it has a blurb from El Cosimano, who wrote Finlay Donovan, which is another great series. If you haven't read Finlay Donovan, you need to read that. I absolutely love those books. In fact, that reminds me, I need to finish that series. Sweet baby Jesus. There's so many books to read. Then I also grabbed Becoming the Boogeyman by Richard Chismar, maybe? I think this is the sequel to Chasing the Boogeyman, but both of them are on my TBR. If I end up not liking Chasing the Boogeyman and I don't want to read this one, then I'm out $7. Big whoop. But I have a feeling I'm gonna like Chasing the Boogeyman. I'm gonna read this. I will want to read this one. I don't know. I audibly gasped and like reached for it so quick when I saw it on the shelf. So I was not leaving without it. I don't know, I think it's gonna be good. It's definitely up my alley, and it's rare that I see books like this, like horror books, at any bookstore out in the world. So I was very happy to see it. And then I also grabbed The Invention of Murder by Judith Flanders. This is a nonfiction book. It talks about different types of murders and crimes, such as like Sweeney Todd, Jack the Ripper, the Marr family, blah blah blah, like all of this. It just, I don't know, it's a book about murders and I'm all here for it. Clearly all about murder in this house. Some could say it's a murder house, which when we get to my Target books, you'll see a theme. There is a theme for all of it. In fact, I also picked up this book, The Ghost Rider by Julie Clark. Initially, I was drawn in to get this book. This is a new book, not one of the used ones, because of, boom, those sprayed edges. I mean, oh, come on, focus, because this is too cool. I mean, look at those sprayed edges. Is that not like the most amazing thing you've ever seen? So stinking cool. And then I read what it was about, and it actually sounds really, really good. And you want to know what it involves? A murder. I'm telling you, there's a theme here, and I didn't even plan it. I didn't even plan it. It's just clearly, we all know what I like to read about. People getting murked. And then, because I spent over $20 at Twice Told Tales today, they are doing a special where if you spend $20 or more, then you get to pick out a free ARC. So I picked up Polybius? Potentially. I don't know. By Colin Armstrong. And the blurb says it is Stranger Things meets The Walking Dead. And it's based on an urban legend about a video game created by the government for psychological warfare. I don't know, it sounded interesting. And when I saw Stranger Things meets The Walking Dead, it kind of had me right there at that moment, because I do like both of those shows. The earlier seasons of both, quite frankly, are better, but whatever. It was free. So then, like I said, we also went to Target and did the 2-for-1. I ended up getting 2 cats got 1. So I picked up Murderland by Carolyn Greenwald. This I actually am going to be reading. Hi, Figgy. I'm going to be reading this for a book club that I just recently joined. We just picked this as the book club book to discuss and talk about. Yeah, thanks, Fig. So I went ahead and picked this up because it wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, like for free, and my library, local library, did not have it. So picked that one up, and it was like with the discount and stuff, like $8. So really wasn't that bad. And then I also got Taylor Jenkins Reid's new book, Atmosphere. This is a book that I think Cass and I are going to buddy read, but Taylor Jenkins Reid is actually one of my favorite authors. She's pretty much become an auto-buy author for me. I have yet to find a book of hers that I have not enjoyed, and I don't think that this is going to be any different. It sounds extremely interesting, and I cannot wait to read it, and I really hope that Cass likes it too, and I hope our buddy read goes well. I'm excited, honestly, for all of the books that I picked up today. I was not planning on buying this many books at all, but I guess that is what the world had in store for me today. The book gods were like, Amy, guess what? You get to have a ton of books just dropped at your feet today. So that was very exciting. We also found some good stuff at the garage sale. It's all still out in my car because I did not want to haul in the big heavy box, but I found some stuff for the Halloween party and some freaking amazing glasses, like champagne flute stylish glasses. I don't drink, but I am going to be drinking something out of those because they're so cool. They're like a vampire, like very gothic. They're blood red champagne flute things and have like a little silver gothic thing on them. Oh my gosh, they're so freaking cool. And then I got my brother a heated Milwaukee jacket that's never been used before, brand new in the box. So yeah, it was a long evening. It's been a long day. It's been a long week, clearly. And it's like 10:30 now, almost 11. So I am gonna get ready for bed, because if I can drag myself out of bed in the morning, I really want to go for a sunrise run around the park that has the big pond. I really want to go and look at that because it's really pretty at sunrise and sunset. And I don't know, I'm feeling like getting a run in. I haven't really ran all week because my back's been hurting, but maybe it'll be okay tomorrow. We'll see. If I can I bend over? Oh yeah, I can bend over normally now without having to. That was the only way that I could bend over, was if I did this. Lifted my leg up, but we're good now. It's gonna be a good time tomorrow. It's been an amazing Summerween Readathon so far. Hopefully actually finish all of the books. There's potential. There is potential that we could finish all of the books on the Summerween TBR, and that's crazy. It's never happened before. This could be the year. Like I said, I'm gonna get ready for bed now. I'm so tired. I'm ready to go just crash, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. Hello friends, it is the 8th and final day of the Summerween Readathon, and I have officially not finish my Summerween TBR. We all knew that this was coming, okay? I know I started out the whole readathon being like, this is the year that I'm gonna read all of the books. It's gonna happen. I am determined. And I say that before every Summerween and it never happens. And yet again, that is not the case. I am over halfway done with Ace of Shades, and I just ran out of listening hours on Spotify, so that's fun. I have to decide if I'm going to either finish reading the rest of that book physically, or if I'm gonna just use one of my Audible credits for it, or maybe see if it's on Everand. I don't know. Most likely I am going to find an audiobook of that because I am enjoying the audiobook. It has accents in it. It definitely has a lot of action and a lot of things going on. There's some shady shit happening in the City of Sin, which is to be expected, but we just found out a big kind of like revelation or whatever reveal regarding N, the main character, and it is now put her and Levi in a lot of danger, and it's kind of opened a can of worms and a can of secrets that her mom has been keeping from her, and all of that based like in regards to who she actually is and who her parents were and all of that, and who her real parents were and all of that. It's just, it's getting crazy. Okay, people are dying, blood oaths are being given, and threats are being made for sure. It's getting wild. And there's a little bit of a romance happening, which I knew was gonna happen as soon as we started hearing N be like, Levi does look very good in that suit, you know, like blah, 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 whatever. And it would not be a YA fantasy without some romance in it. So really this could maybe be considered romantasy depending on how far this goes. But yeah, and I won't lie, I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it to happen. I think it's cute. I'm all for Team Envy. Oh, that's a fun couple name. I'm here for it. Or Envi. It would be Levi and N, so it would be Lien. I don't know. I'm not good at coming up with a couple names, but I'm on that team. I'm on that team for sure. I want it to happen. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm over halfway through, so a lot is still left in the book, and there's a lot to sort out and a lot to try and survive through, and there's a lot. I haven't read any further than what you guys saw in my clip earlier from this morning in The Salt Grows Heavy. But I am still really liking that one as well. Gosh, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I really need to say or want to say. It has me intrigued. It's had me intrigued the whole way through. There's really not a whole lot that you can say about the book just because it is a novella. It's short and I don't want to give anything away, but definitely if you have an issue with gore, this probably isn't like body horror and things like that. That's not a novella for you. Not that I think it gets really detailed, but there definitely are some things that, given the right amount of imagination, you could definitely easily picture what's happening and what's going on. So just fair warning on that. It is a very descriptive book, but I am liking it. I am still liking it so much. I will be finishing it tonight. It is only like 98 pages and I am currently on page 57, and like I said, I think it's only like 98 pages. So I am going to probably start getting ready for bed and then just go lay in bed and knock this thing out, because I really do want to wake up early tomorrow morning and go for a sunrise run. And I know I said that I was gonna do that this morning and I didn't. I chose to sleep in instead and be a little lazy biatch, and I regretted it. So, you know, Sunday morning sunrise run honestly sounds perfect. So that is the plan, which means I need to be getting to bed now. And I think because I feel because I am so close to finishing out my Summerween TBR, I think we're gonna include one more day in this vlog, make it, just round it out, so that way we can actually end the whole vlog and end the whole readathon with like a nice wrap up and a completion of books. I don't know, I am confident that I can finish these books by the end of tomorrow. And then that way we can complete it. And then that will give us a whole extra day to do Summerweenie activities if we so decide, if we are so inclined. Which I'm always inclined to do Summerween activities, obviously. So yeah, that is my plan. So you will be seeing me again tomorrow. We will be finishing the books. We will be talking about them a little bit, you know, non-spoilery things, of course, just giving you my final ratings, my final thoughts, and then do a little Summerween Readathon wrap up for you guys. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'm going to be doing nothing but staying home. So definitely, yeah. I think Fig and Bailey want me to stay home tomorrow too. Right? Do you want me to stay home? Yeah, you want me to stay home tomorrow with you? Yeah, I haven't seen you like all week. I've barely been home all week, it feels like. Fixteroni. Fixteroni. I love you. I love you. And Miss Bailey girl's in over in her chair, I think. Yep. Knew that was coming. Oh yeah. Hi, Bae. Hi, Bailey. But anyway, yeah. So gonna be home tomorrow. That is my plan. Finish reading these books, finish out Summerween, the readathon, get some things done around the house here, and just hang out with babies. So it'll be a nice relaxing day tomorrow, hopefully. That's gonna do it for me tonight, unless I think of something randomly that I want to share with y'all. Oh, actually, speaking of something randomly that I want to share with you guys, this isn't book content. Okay, this isn't book content at all. Oh my gosh, it's so low. It's terrible camera angle. This isn't book content at all, but I was very excited to find this today, so give me 1 second. So I have started a new collection in my life, and that is collecting the AMC popcorn buckets and movie cups. And it is only for the movies that I like really like or have a strong interest in or like whatever. And so today I happened to be at the mall because I went to the district in Salina to go play games and eat and all of that with Cass and Bo and Kels. And at the mall in Salina, it has an AMC theater inside of it, and we spotted the new merch for the Superman movie, including the cup. Look at how cool. You get to choose your topper, so you could have chose Superman himself here. Superman himself. You could have chose Superman's dog or like the Superman emblem. That's like a keychain type thing. I went ahead and chose Superman, but like look at how cool this cup is. It has its own cape. Okay, it has its own cape. So stinking cool. I am obsessed with this. And then I also went ahead and got the popcorn bucket, which is a newsstand. Like how freaking cool. Oh my gosh, that falls out. I did not realize that that would fall out. Oh my gosh, you could have crypto on the back. Oh, and goodness. Well, we're obviously gonna put the doggo. Although Superman, you're not bad to look at, but look at how cute. This is so cool. I love it. I am obsessed with these special edition popcorn buckets. Like I really am. This makes my third in the collection. I guess fourth if you count Twisters, but that one wasn't like really super special edition. That's just like the bucket. It's not like the tin, not an actual like Twister, which would have been so cool. Missed opportunity, AMC, but whatever. But yeah, no, that's my new little obsession. Also, I should show you my, oh my gosh, the lighting is so terrible. Why? I don't know where to stand. Look at my shirt. I got my little spooky Summerween ghosty shirt on that has his little books. So yeah, I was all Summerweened out and just having a good old time today, so. Anyway, there were my little random things that I knew I wanted to talk to you guys about, but didn't remember because my brain is fried. I don't know what it is, but I am just, yeah. My dad was literally asking me at dinner tonight about stuff that happened yesterday, and I could not remember what I did yesterday. I couldn't even remember that yesterday was Friday. So I definitely think it's time for me to go to bed, get some sleep, because clearly something's not okay up there. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. All right, hey guys, so welcome to day, it doesn't even matter what day it is anymore because Summerween is over with. So the Summerween Readathon finished up on July 12th. It is now July 15th, 3 days later, but I wanted to include this day into the final Summerween Readathon vlog. Little bonus content for you guys because I have finished all the books that were on my Summerween TBR. I finished all 4 books, and honestly, we're ending in a fairly good spot as far as like ratings go. None of the books blew me out of the water. None of the books disappointed me to no end. I didn't hate any of them. I didn't love any of them. We were kind of in the middle the whole time. Yes, Figgy, we were. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the 2 books that I haven't already talked about, which is The Salt Grows Heavy and Ace of Shades. And while I'm doing that, I am going to be making a little fall treat because I have been craving fall so bad lately. I don't know if it's because it's 150 degrees outside, literally hotter than Satan's butt crack. And I don't know what it is. I have been seeing like people, their influencers post like fall's coming and like all their like little autumn vibes and all of that, and I'm like, I need it. Okay, I need it now. And so I was already planning on baking a little fall treat during the Summerween Readathon. I never got around to it. That changes today. Okay, that changes today. So I'm gonna go grab the stuff for that, grab my crock pot, because you know it's not a fall meal or a fall treat without a crock pot. And we're gonna get into doing that and talking about books. So, 1 second. Okay. I hope you can see me. I'll try and stand in front of the window here so that way it blocks the thing. But for the fall treat that I'm making, we're going to be making crock pot cinnamon or pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Yeah, does that not sound freaking amazing? Yes, it does. Now granted, I am not a huge fan of pumpkin. I know. What kind of fall girl isn't a fan of pumpkin? I'm really not. So the recipe calls for like 1/3 of a cup of pumpkin. Yeah, 3/4 cup, not 1/3, 3/4 cup of pumpkin. I will probably only put in like maybe 1/2 to 1/4 cup, just because I don't need that much. It didn't pop on its own. Haha. Success. Okay. Oh gosh, not the frosting. We can't lose the frosting. That is crucial. Oh my god, we're gonna lose everything. Piggy, we're gonna lose everything. Typical chaos in the kitchen. Okay, there we go. There we go, we're all good now. Okay, so for these, I'm gonna take the good old trusty, crusty, musty, whatever. Crusty, musty, not words that you want to say when you're talking about making food. Trusty kitchen scissors, my kitchen shears. And we're gonna cut these cinnamon rolls up into little chunks. I don't think that the recipe says to do that, but I just feel like doing that. It'll make me feel better to do that. I don't know why. I just really want to cut things up. And, you know, better cinnamon rolls than a person, right? Well, one of those things is illegal. Let's talk about, how about books that involve cutting people up? So, The Salt Grows Heavy. That was my only novella for the Summerween Readathon, as instructed per the TBR prompts. Oh my god, this is going so not well. And I ended up giving that one a 4-star, which was the highest rating out of all of the books on my TBR this year. It was really, really good. It was very graphic, very detailed in the gore and the body horror and all of that, which I very much appreciated. She definitely did not shy away from the gruesome, you know, and I very much appreciate when an author is not afraid to get into those gory details, you know. I quite enjoy it a lot. I can't really tell you guys a whole lot about what happened in the book because it is a novella, so I can't even share my thoughts and concerns. I'm gonna tell you right now, I really like the ending. The ending was so cute and I was all here for it, which is so wild for me to just go in a sentence like that saying, I really loved the gore and everything, and then being like, the ending was cute. What a journey that sentence is. But honestly, it was really cute. There was actually like a little bit of a love story in this, okay? It wasn't just about, you know, people getting their, or having their intestines falling out of their body. It was also a love story about, you know, just love. Best friends and all of that. It was beautiful, okay? It was beautiful in more ways than one. On both sides of the extremities. Well, whatever extremities were left. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I was right. It says to cut the cinnamon rolls into quarters. My instincts served me well. That's so exciting. Okay. So now whisk together eggs, pumpkin puree, milk, syrup, vanilla, cinnamon, which I am also going to be adding in nutmeg because the recipe says nutmeg up in the ingredients list and cinnamon down in the directions. So you know what? I figured you can't go wrong with putting in both nutmeg and cinnamon. It's a fall treat. Those are like the two main seasonings of fall. So, you know, that's what we're gonna do. I don't know why I said it like that, like I'm a valley girl from somewhere, like whatever. Some personality just took over. I don't know who she was, but she needs to leave and stay gone. Anyway, I finished Ace of Shades today, and I am, I think, going to be ending that one with a 3.5 star, almost 4. It just didn't quite give me the 4-star feelings that I like to have if I'm gonna rate a book that high. I'm very, what do I want to say? I'm a little harsh when it comes to rating books, okay? These authors really have to work for my love. They really do. They have to make me feel something, and something happy, not just like disgust. Well, unless it's because it's so graphic and gory that I'm disgusted, then you're gonna probably get 5 stars from me. As long as it's for a purpose and it makes sense. But anyway, beside the point, 3.5 stars is where we're landing with Ace of Shades. I will be continuing on with the series because apparently that is the first book in a trilogy. So the next book is King of Fools, and then the third one is Queen of Bolts, I think. I don't know. I honestly, I really did enjoy my time with Ace of Shades, and the audiobook was really, really good. It had a ton of accents in it. I don't know if Amanda Foody is British or from somewhere across the pond, but the characters in this book definitely had accents like that, and I was all here for it. I loved it. Excuse me, Piggy. But yeah, I mean, for a YA fantasy book, I was pleasantly surprised. And Jesus, I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. It had a lot of action all throughout. Definitely some high intensity moments, some parts that I was just like, oh my gosh, like what are they gonna do now? Like what's gonna happen? Some that had me on the edge of my seat. There were some that literally made me go like, what? So, I mean, that's what I want from a YA fan. Like, it was high stakes at times, and I really did enjoy that. And then they had this little romance thrown in there, and it didn't become the entire main story as most romances do in YA books. Like, it was a side plot. It was a side character, not the main character. Okay, like it was, I cannot stand it when a book starts out as like this action, fantasy, whatever, horror, and then it switches to being a romance where all the girl can think about is how much she wants to climb him like a tree. Fourth wing. I can't stand it, okay? I cannot stand it, okay? You are literally, this is life or death. People are dying. You could die. You are in a life-threatening situation and all you can think about is how good his butt looks right now? Are you kidding me? Girlfriend, okay? No. Can't do it. It's why I didn't like Fourth Wing, why I didn't like Iron Flame, why I continued on with that series. I have no freaking clue. Apparently I love to torture myself, but anyway, beside the point, this is not a Fourth Wing rant. I've already been there, done that. You can go and check out those videos. They're here on the channel. But anyway, yeah. Ace of Shades, beautiful, beautifully done. And yeah, I don't exactly know what it needed to have more Maybe we'll go outside later. I don't know what it needed to become a 4 or 5 star. Maybe just like be a little shorter, because I do feel like there were some parts that were kind of unnecessary, but honestly, no, they weren't, because like you needed that backstory, and there was like some heartbreaking scenes, like, oh my gosh, I mean, the heartbreak in this book is intense at times, and I don't know. I just needed a little bit more. I don't know what more, but I just needed a little bit more, and I'm hoping that in King of Fools and Queen of Bolts we get that, because there's definitely potential. There's potential there for it to be really, really good. There's also potential for it to take a complete nosedive, and Goodreads ratings are kind of telling me that not that it took a nosedive, but that it might not be as good. The second book might not be as good as the first, but you know what? We don't listen to the Goodreads ratings around here, because 90% of the time I disagree with the ratings on Goodreads, so there we are. But anyway, yeah, so with that said, that left me ending Summerween with 3.5 stars and 1 4-star book, for an average rating of, math that I don't want to do in my head, so an average rating of 3.6 stars, which honestly isn't terrible. It is pretty meh, but it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I will take it. And I got 4 books knocked off of my TBR. I found a new series to start, which I really didn't need, but here we are. We're going into it just fine. We'll be fine. And yeah, I had a good time with all of these books. Honestly, there wasn't one where except for the very beginning of Zombie Bake Off. Y'all know. It really does say 4 eggs. That's a lot of eggs. Anyway, for the very beginning of Zombie Bake Off, if y'all watch the other parts of the Summerween Readathon, you know that, yeah, Zombie Bake Off did not start off good, and I did not want to continue reading it or finish it. But you know what? We stuck with it, and it paid off. It paid off. It did. So, aside from that, I had a wonderful time with my Summerween reading. Was it the best Summerween yet? You know what? I'm gonna say that it was, because I actually finished the books. And I mean, granted I didn't finish the books within the readathon time frame within those 8 days, but I finished the books within like 2 weeks of the readathon, which never happened. Most of the time I will set a TBR, I'll read like one book and then I won't touch the other books for years. They go back to collecting dust on my shelf. So it was the best one in that sense. Did we keep up with all the activities that I wanted to do? No, we sure did not, unfortunately, but that's okay. There are plenty of days left in summer to do Summerween activities. We did some. You win some, you lose some. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. To the 4 eggs. I don't want to set this down in egg juices because I got those all over the counter. To the 4 eggs, we're adding a half a cup of milk. Bing, bam, boom. And we're also going to add in 3 tablespoons of syrup, maple syrup, which I don't have any like pure maple syrup or whatever. I'm just using pancake syrup. It's not gonna taste bad. Pancake syrup is delicious. So I mean, it's fine. That's what cooking is all about, you know, putting your own spin on things. Granted, this is more baking than cooking, but you know what? It's fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Well, that just, oh God. Oh God. What is happening in this house right now? Okay, I got splashed in my face. Hang on a second. Put in way too much vanilla, but it'll be fine. We're gonna sprinkle, well, we were supposed to sprinkle in some cinnamon. It says 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg in the instructions. You know what? A little bit of extra spices never hurt nobody. It's fine, especially if it's a little extra cinnamon, okay? I don't really care. We're just throwing things together now at this point. Recipe what? Recipe who? We don't read here. Anyway, so as far as the rest of the month, what are my reading plans for the rest of July? Well, I leave for Cape Cod next week for a bachelorette party. Party, trip, whatever. Not for me, for my friend. I haven't been keeping something from you guys. Yeah, no plans of marriage for me anytime soon. If ever. So that weekend, because it's only 4 days, I don't plan on getting a ton read, just because it sounds like we are going to be busy doing things, but I do have a lot of time on planes and some layovers that are a little bit on the longer side, so definitely will have at least a book on like my phone, on Kindle, or like audiobook, something. I will definitely be reading something. Right now, I took a break from reading Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes, which was actually our book club book for 2 months ago, my book club book pick, that I never finished reading and need to finish reading. So I have that to finally finish reading. Kelly's gonna watch this back. She's gonna be like, you still haven't finished that book? Yeah, okay, we'll talk about it in the July wrap up, but that's why there wasn't a book club live discussion for that one, because I dropped the ball big time and didn't even finish reading my own pick. Yeah. I also started listening to the 3rd book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, which is Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver. It's going well. It's sitting at around a 3.5. I don't know about 3.5. We're sitting at like a 3 with that one, which is right in line with the other 2. But man, if those accents, they get me. They get me though. That's why I had to listen to the audiobook, and plus I read 2 books into the trilogy. I might as well finish and read the 3rd one, because I didn't hate the other 2 and I was intrigued. And I gotta tell ya, Dr. Fion. He's got me. He might be my favorite of the brothers. Rose is one lucky gal, let me tell you that. That's all I'm gonna say. I really, really like him a lot. And I also very much enjoyed the part with Barbara. If you read the books, you know who Barbara is. And also, fun fact, Brynn just announced that Barbara's gonna be getting her own little book. Her own little book! And I'm so excited. I will definitely be reading that. Or maybe buying it. I don't know. Reading it has the cutest sprayed edges. It's got little paw prints all over it and everything. It looks really, really cute. So, yeah, I definitely will be reading it, or one way or another. What else? What else am I reading? I felt like I was reading so much more. Oh, I did start Summer Camp for Slasher Victims. Is that the title? I think so, on Kindle Unlimited. I didn't get very far in it because then we started Summerween and I think I only read like a couple pages. So we'll be getting back to that. And then today I started reading The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han because tomorrow, July 16th, the new season finally comes out and I am jonesing, okay? I rewatched The Summer I Turned Pretty seasons 1 and 2. Well, I rewatched season 1, watched season 2 for the first time. I totally thought that I already watched season 2. I hadn't. So it was like, oh my God, new episodes, new things. I'm over here crying my eyes out, sobbing uncontrollably. Like emotionally, I am unwell watching this show, this season 2. It was so much. And I still, like right now, I'm full team Jellyfish, but I went back and forth so many times during season 2. I'm team Conrad, team what did she say? Team Sally? What was, I don't remember their couple name that Taylor came up with, but whatever. Team Conrad, team Jellyfish. I don't know who to choose. And I totally felt for Belly. I'm like, I don't know, girl, either. I can't offer you any advice, okay? I mean, it's Conrad, but then Jer, he's the best. And I just, I'm so glad that I'm not Belly and that I will never be in a situation like Belly, because I could not handle it watching it secondhand through a TV screen, let alone trying to live it. Oh my gosh. So anyway, yeah, I finished that up on like this weekend and I was like, man, should I just rewatch both seasons again? Because like I have this need deep inside me to just be in Cousins with Belly and the crew and just be in the world, in that world. And it like is breaking my heart that I am not in that world. And yeah, I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna read the books. I'm gonna read the books because then that way we can also pad our July wrap up a little bit, assuming that I can finish them. They're pretty short, so I don't know, but they're on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get to read them for free. We're gonna take our little mixture here and we're going to dump them right over top of the synonym rolls on the bottom. Okay. And then I think, oh, I put the remaining synonym rolls on top. Triple icing packet over the, no, we're not gonna put the icing on until they're donezo. It's a waste. Another one of these is gonna pop open. Ah! JK, you got me. You got me, synonym rolls, you got me. So anyway, that is pretty much where I am at as far as my reading is going, how Summerween went, all of that fun jazz. Like I said, I had a great time and I'm excited to talk about the books that I read here in July in addition to the Summerween TBR, because if I finish all of the books that I've actually started and then maybe also start on the undermining of Frank and Twyla, or Twyla and Frank. I can't remember the order of the names, okay? So sorry, Megan Bannon, but I just cannot do it. I've tried so hard. But yeah, if I finish all the books that I started and I get through at least one more book in the Tanria world, then it will be a beautiful, beautiful July. We will have a beautiful conclusion and a beautiful wrap up and all of that fun jazz. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. I do have a fun little haul because I got my final, hopefully final, I mean sadly final, but also hopefully for my wallet final, Halloween decor purchase arrived today from the Etsy shop 12 Months of October. I have been wanting to order something from them for so long. It's not book related in any way, shape, or form, so maybe y'all don't even care, but I'm excited for it and I want to get to opening it. So I'm gonna finish doing this and then we'll do a little unboxing. So here's what the cinnamon roll stuff is looking like. It's kind of looking like cinnamon roll soup. So soup with chunks in it. So I'm gonna put the lid on. And it says to cook it on low for 2.5 to 3 hours. So, like 9 p.m. it will be done. Great. Love that for me. Love that for me. So, that's going to be doing it. Let's go and open a package. Halloween mail. So, like I said, this is from the shop 12 Months of October. I found them on Etsy. You can also follow them on Instagram. But they make a lot of like home decor pieces and stuff for the spooky bitches like myself. I definitely I showed some self-restraint with this order. So this definitely won't be the last purchase I make from them, but I'm very excited for what I did get. Okay, so we got a little thank you. Very cool. Oh, it has their Instagram on it. It's just 12 Months of October. Look at this packaging. Black wrapping paper. Love it. Absolutely adore it. Oh, she is beauty, she is grace. Okay, I'm in love. So first up, oh good, it has a little thing on the back. First up we have this wooden sign. It says, watch horror movies, watch horror films, keep America strong. Absolutely freaking love this. I want to put it on my wall here in the living room. Both of these signs I want on the wall or like somewhere here in the living room, because my new plan, my new goal, my new vision, mission, whatever, dream is to kind of turn the living room here into like a movie theater type thing. The walls are going to be painted black. It's going to be dark vibes in here, and we're going to have popcorn buckets along the wall. It's just going to be a thing. I've always wanted to have a movie theater in my house, and I don't have enough rooms to do a separate one, and the living room is where I watch all my movies anyway, so why not? And plus it's my house, ain't nobody gonna care. I want it, so why not? And then this is the other one. It says she's a confirmed ghost story and horror film addict, which is very, very true. Also, quote from The Shining, in case you didn't know. But yeah, ow, okay, very real wood, very real splinters. That's what we're dealing with here. But there we are. My new 2 home decor pieces. I'm so excited to hang them up or place them somewhere to be displayed. And thanks for watching my haul. I think that that's gonna do it. I will show you guys the cinnamon roll, the pumpkin cinnamon rolls, how they all turn out later, but otherwise that is gonna be it for me and for the vlog. I know Kelly has a little Summerween wrap-up that she sent over to me, so I'll be throwing that in here so that way you guys can hear how her Summerween Readathon went. And yeah, I think my plan for tonight is to just chill. I don't know if I'm gonna continue watching the Idaho Murders documentary. Maybe we'll do that on Amazon Prime. Maybe we'll make spooky bookmarks. If I do anything Summerween related or spooky related, I will definitely include you guys, but otherwise, that's gonna be it for me for right now. So, thanks for listening to my Summerween reading. I'll just do the end later. But anyway, bye for now.
Hello and happy Summerween. I'm Kelly with the Everyday Epic, and I'm here to talk to you all about my Summerween reading challenge. I meant to do vlogs for this, but after about 3 days I went to edit, and well, let's just say we had some massive technical difficulties. So I just decided to wait until the end and do a wrap-up. So here we are. So on Instagram, there's an account that has a post about prompts and such, which I do not have with me at the moment. So I will refer you to go watch Amy's videos on her Summerween reading challenge, where she talks about the Instagram, and I think she has that account tagged in the description of her video, so you can go over there. But I'm going to talk about the prompts that I decided to use. So one of the prompts was to read a book, a novella, a manga, or anime, or not anime, graphic novel, or listen to an audiobook. So I chose to read the novella The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill. Another prompt was, as you might expect, read a thriller or horror book, and I chose the thriller Where They Last Saw Her by Marcy Rendon. Then a prompt was read a book with a sky on the cover, and I chose The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. Lastly, for reading prompts was to read a book that has been on your TBR for a long time. And I chose T.L. Huchu's Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments, which is book 2 in the Edinburgh Nights series. So that was the reading part. There was also some other prompts. One that was like, read a book in the dark. And there was one night that I went and I sat out beside my fire pit and read for like 4 or 5 hours. It was ridiculously late when I went to bed that night, and spooked myself to a ridiculous level because of the book I happened to be reading at that time. But hey, it's Summerween. You're supposed to get spooked, right? So that worked out. Anyway, I'm going to give you a rundown of my week and talk about the books that I read. So starting with day 1, I decided to ease into things and go with the novella, which is The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill. So this is a retelling of the Japanese fairy tale, The Crane Wife. Obviously, as you can tell, since it's The Crane Husband, it's got a twist on that fairy tale. But in this, we have a 15-year-old narrator who is not named in the book, her younger brother, who's 6 years old, named Michael, and their mom, who is kind of an absentee mom, who's an artist, and the 15-year-old is been responsible for taking care of the entire family. And then one day her mom brings home a man, well, a crane, and tells the children that basically this is your new dad. Call him father, treat him like your father. And of course the 15-year-old, who has been taking care of the family up to this point, had a problem with that, along with getting like really weird vibes. Well, beyond him just being a crane, but getting weird vibes from this guy. So this book, I did read it in one day. It's only like 120 pages, but I will tell you there is a ton packed into this book. So for the most part, it is a book about domestic violence and child neglect. The mother basically neglecting her children and the abuse of the mother by this crane. I think the subject is handled very well It is not necessarily graphic, but it still really like hits you in the gut with what's going on, and there is a mystery involved that kind of, as the mystery kind of unfurls, the abuse does get worse and the child neglect does get worse. I will say it does not deal with like abuse of the children by this thing, nor is there any like sexual abuse of the children. The abuse of the children is the child neglect, but there is the others directed between this Crane husband and the mother. Along with those two issues, there is also very lightly touched on just hints of climate change and also corporate farming, which I found really interesting because I live in a very rural agricultural area, and you can see the farms that are getting larger and larger to the point where it's practically impossible for a young person to start their own farm these days, and whereas the big farms just keep gobbling up more land. So it's just, I found that part to be interesting, even though it was not really a large part of any sort of plot. It was just there for setting and background, but she wove it in so well. I mean, the messaging was there, but it was really lightly touched on. I just thought this was a really well-written book. The plot itself, I thought, was fairly predictable. I kind of knew where it was going, but it was how it got there that was still just really well done for me. And how this 15-year-old manipulated literally everyone in this situation in order to get what she needed to get done and protect her brother. I love it. It's so good. Well done. I did give it 4 stars. Read that in one day, so that was day 1. On day 2, I started, which was Sunday, I started Where They Last Saw Her by Marcy Rendon. This is a thriller about Quill, who is a Native American woman who is out running in the woods. She's training for the Boston Marathon, and she is out running in the woods, and she hears a woman scream. Obviously, being really freaked out by that, she runs away, runs home. The next day, she and her husband, Crow, go out to the place where she heard the scream, and in their digging around, all they find is an area of disturbed snow and a single earring. And from there, Quill decides to take it upon herself to investigate this, because it doesn't seem like anyone else is doing much or caring much. And so she enlists the help of her 2 friends, Punk and Galen, to help her do this. So I started that on day 2 and read it also on day 3. Day 4 is when I discovered all the technical difficulties, and it kind of took the wind out of my sails for a minute. So I didn't read anything on that day. And then so early on day 5, which was, which day? Wednesday, I did finish this while I was at work on Wednesday. So this is a book that deals with a very important topic, which is missing and murdered Indigenous women in this country. Probably Indigenous women are one of the most vulnerable populations in this country. When they disappear, when they're kidnapped, when they're taken, very little is done about it. Very little fuss is made over it. Very little attempt is made to get them back. Very little is even said about it. And if they do turn up later, either very injured or dead, victim blaming is enormous for this population. And so that is the underlying messaging with this book, which is a very important topic to cover. However, in this book, I really felt like the message was more important than the story. And it was very much a little preachy sometimes. It really felt like the author was giving her own voice to Quill in order to lecture about this subject. There was many times throughout the book where Quill had monologues about it. So really where like the Crane husband, where that messaging was just so woven into the story, and just done so well. This was just a little more heavy-handed than that, and that kind of turned me off. I also think that the pacing of this story was a bit inconsistent and choppy. You had it starting off strong with this scream in the woods, and then Quill kind of digging in. She figured out who this person probably was, but then kind of after that it just sort of seemed to like shift gears into other plot lines and other people, and it just didn't feel like a consistent plot throughout the whole book, and so that kind of left it feeling like I didn't quite know what story this was telling. Also, I didn't think it was very well. Hi, Penny. Hello. Hello. You want to look up there and give me your pretty face? The cat. Lost my train of thought now. I also didn't think this was that much of a thriller. There were times when there were scary things that happened, but I just never got that like anxiety, stomach clenching feeling like I had to hide, I didn't know what was going to happen, kind of feeling that I think you probably should get from a thriller. And there wasn't a lot of action in this either. And when the action kind of did happen, especially towards the end, it was very fast, done and over with, not a lot to it. And especially the end, I thought was really unrealistic on how it went down. I just don't see where in any situation it would have gone down the way that it did in this book. And lastly, and probably the biggest problem that I had with this book, was the main character, Quill. I did not like her at all. She came across to me as a too stupid to live character. She was off doing just stupid things all the time, and she and her husband Crow would talk about it, and how about being safe, and you know, obviously there was this maniac on the loose, there were women disappearing, and yet she would consistently go out by herself and do things, and it just, like, I don't know how her husband put up with her at all. I did like Crow, her husband. I thought he was a really good character, but Quill, I just couldn't handle her. So in the end, I ended up giving this book 2.5 stars. There were parts that I did enjoy. The message itself is something that was interesting to me, something I do think is very important. And I do feel like if this author had decided to write a nonfiction book about this issue, I think it would be phenomenal. She's obviously very knowledgeable about the subject, being an Indigenous woman herself, but I think she knows her stuff, and I think if she had written a nonfiction book, it would have been really, really good. So that was the end of day 4. On day 5, I started The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. So in this book, we have, this is set in the 1840s. The bulk of it is kind of on the eve of the Mexican-American War, but it starts out 9 years previous to that, when our main characters, Magdalena, or Nina, and Nestor are children together. They're about 13 years old, and Nina sneaks out to go on an adventure with Nestor at night. And while they're out and about doing their thing, Nina is attacked by a monster. So, I will say, when I first kind of started hearing about this book and kind of seeing reviewers talk about this book, there was one in particular that said that, so after this, Nestor thinks Nina died, and so he runs away. And then he returns 9 years later to find out that that was not the case. And this reviewer said that Nestor returned to find out that Nina had changed. Okay, it's a vampire book. It's in the title. You know what it is. So the monster that attacked Nina was obviously a vampire. And I thought Nina was a vampire. I really did. But she's not. She's not. So, and that was not really that disappointing. I mean, it was kind of a little bit at first, but I got over that pretty quick. So anyway, Nestor returns, finds out Nina is not a vampire and is not dead. But Nina has changed. And in the 9 years in between, when Nina thought that Nestor just deserted her, she has trained with a woman who lives on their ranch to be a healer, a curandera. And so she is wanting to basically prove her worth to her father so that she can stay at their ranch and not be married off to create alliances to gain power and basically protection for from the invading Americans, U.S. Americans. Nestor has come back in order to join the militia that is going farther north to meet the U.S. Army that has been invading into what is now Texas, but back then was territory of Mexico and was the kickoff to the Mexican-American War. Nina, meanwhile, has talked her father into allowing her to travel with the militia, saying that as a healer, she would be valuable to the soldiers for obvious reasons. But in return, her father makes her promise that when they come back, she will no longer fight them on getting a husband, and she will just accept whoever her mother and father choose for her to be a husband to make those alliances. I feel like I was kind of rambling all over the place, but there we go. That is the setup. So I started this on day 5, which was, well, and then there's George. I have both the babies who really don't like each other, so this ought to be interesting. George, don't be mean. Come here. Come show your pretty face in the camera. You show your pretty face? Come here. Show your pretty face. Look up, look up, look up. There he is. Now he's gonna be mad at me because I made him. So I started that on day 5. Continued to read it into day 6, which was Thursday. And then on Friday, we had another kind of blow up in our family that left me a little bit, I don't know if you can hear that, but they're getting pissy. Come here, Penny. Come down here. Okay, so anyway, on Friday, which was day 7, there was another event that happened in our family that left me kind of reeling and kind of knocked down. So on Friday, I did not read at all. But Saturday, for most of the day, I was still kind of down. George, leave her alone. No. No. So, but I did pick it back up on day 8, Saturday, and I was able to finish it. I really liked this book so much. I talk about my notes because there are so many things that I just really liked about this book. First was the history. I love historical speculative fiction. It is just one of my favorites, and I really enjoyed the history of it, the Mexican-American War and kind of what kicked it off, what started it. I really wasn't that familiar with, so that was just really interesting to see. And how there was this kind of subtext of the monsters were not necessarily the vampires. So the vampires are obviously, yes, in your face, but there was other kind of more, but they were not the only ones. So there was that kind of subtext running through it, which I really did enjoy quite a bit. There was really good character work in this book, where like the events that happened around Nina's attack and how it affected the characters carried through, not just into the time when they met up again, but also like throughout this relationship and even to the finale of the book. You know, how those events just continued to affect them, and how these characters had to work through that and work together and go through that, because this is also a romance between Nina and Nestor. So for obviously reasons, you know, she's angry with him when he comes back and they have to work through that, but yet the things that, again, the effects of that trauma, of that attack. Why are you jumping on me? Why? Are you being mean? Okay. They're still carrying through. And even though they somewhat reconcile, they both still have these issues stemming back from that original attack. Also, Nina is the daughter of the owner of the ranch, the ranchero. And while Nestor is the son of a vaquero, which is the cowboys that work on the ranches. And so you have this class difference as well, which is very strict and rigid at that time. So that's when you have, you know, yet another layer of conflict. Also, these characters, they had very real, very realistic flaws that affected the story. Not just something that was just made up to make them sound bad, but it never actually did anything, or to make them sound more complex, but yet it never affected anything. The character work was so good in this book. That was probably my favorite part of this book, was just the character work and how she just wove in the events to how it affected the characters and how that all played out. I just really, really loved it. Also, the romance. I liked the romance. I did. I really liked the romance in this book. That was well done. And I don't know. I enjoyed it. And we all know, because it's the vampires of El Norte, what about the vampires, right? So they are not, I don't know if that's a spoiler, if I should do that. They're not your average vampires that you see in most literature. Whether you want to talk about the hot, sexy vampires, or if you want to talk about the creepy, like Dracula type vampires, or the Twilight sparkly vampires. I don't care what kind of vampire you want to talk about. In most modern literature, that is not these. And they freaked me out. This was the book I was reading when I was out at the fire pit in the dark. So outside. So there's part of this book where Nina and Nestor are on the run, and they are having to cross the countryside while they're being hunted by all kinds of the monsters. And I'm outside at my fire pit reading about these vampires popping up out of the dark. And they are not your typical vampires. It spooked me. It spooked me a lot. And I just really loved it. Okay, so since that was day 8, I obviously did not get to Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments, but definitely still in my TBR, still want to read it, so maybe I will still get to it this month. We will see. So, this was what I got done. Even though I didn't finish all 4 of my books, I'm still really happy with what I did finish. I enjoyed them for the most part. I was a little disappointed. I really wasn't not a lot of creepy factor except in the Vampires of El Norte, but I did enjoy my time, and I'm feeling pretty good that I got this much read in 8 days. So, yeah, I think my Summerween was a pretty good success. So, I'd love to hear how yours went. What did you read? What was your TBR? Did you meet your goals? What prompts did you do? What books did you read? I would really love to hear all about it. So drop me a line down in the comments and tell me how yours went. So I am also looking forward to getting back together with Amy again. As you may have been able to tell, we've been pretty absent this month, and yeah, we've been not great about that. But I'm looking forward to getting back together with her again and hearing how her Summerween went and all the other books that she's been reading, and catching up with her and kind of starting back up again. So I'm looking forward to that. But until then, that's it for me. And I'm Kelly with the Everyday Epic, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Y'all, so it is almost 10 o'clock. I didn't forget forget about this. I got sidetracked by the documentary and also by TikTok. I'm gonna be honest with you, I got distracted by TikTok more than anything, but stop. I don't know what is going on with these two. They are like, Bailey's having a hissy fit, a literal hissy fit, and she just thinks that she has to just scream bloody murder anytime Figgy gets near her right now at the moment. What is your deal, missy girl? You're fine. You're fine. And you, sir. Separate corner. Whatever. Whatever parents say to their children. So yeah. So the top of this bad boy is not, this is not done. This is not done. But, the inside and the bottom look fairly done. I don't know what to do because it's been, oh gosh, am I supposed to be like moving this around? Oh god, I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? I think I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Because it's supposed to be like that squishy on the top. God, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to just pick a piece up, but I know that's going to be really hot. I mean, it has the potential to be good. Just this top part is like what's bothering me. Because it just does not look done. Doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't look done, right? I'm not being crazy. It just doesn't look done. It just looks squishy. I don't know. That's really hot. Oh my god. That's really hot. That was a mistake. No, a mistake I made. It definitely needs the icing. I taste nothing. Like, it literally tastes like nothing. There's not any semblance of pumpkin in that. Yeah, the top of that is not done. There's also no semblance of cinnamon. There's nothing. Like, it literally does not taste like anything. It's like a piece of bread. I don't know what to do. I kind of stirred it up and I put the bottom on the top and the top on the bottom, kind of, or I guess the top in the middle. I don't know, was I supposed to stir this? To be fair, I didn't read all of the instructions. I just saw cook on low for 2.5 to 3 hours, and then that was where I stopped reading, and I don't know if I needed to keep reading. I don't remember if there was more or not. But I mean, you would think that you wouldn't have to keep, it should cook all the way around. I don't know. I'm just gonna put that lid back on. I wonder if the recipe meant to cook it on high for 2.5 to 3 hours, because the other recipe that I have found said to do it on high for 3 hours. So I don't know. Let's check the computer. Oh, my legs are sore. Gym girl problems, man. Okay, let's see here. Place crockpot lid on top and cook on low for 2.5 to 3 hours. Well, it has been put in there at what, 6:30? It's been over 3 hours and it's not done, in my opinion. Remove lid and drizzle the icing packet over cinnamon rolls. Serve immediately and enjoy with a glass of milk. I am not convinced that this is right. But then again, you take a look at the picture of the thing on the, take a look at the picture on the thing. Okay. Describe that really well. Come on, focus please. I know you don't want to focus. There we are. Okay. Like, look at that. That also does not look done to me. So maybe they are done. Maybe we just pull them and, you know, divvy them up into little dishes for breakfast and roll with it. Heat it up in the microwave in the morning, nuke that cinnamon roll, a little bit extra, that'll get her done. Yeah, we'll do that. As far as reading things go, I did not read anymore in any of the books that I had previously started. I legit just sat on the couch. I ate a very nutritious dinner of grilled cheese and tomato bisque. And I watched the Idaho murder documentary. Yeah, which was wild. That ending, bros, that whole thing was kind of crazy. And I don't know how I missed this. Like, I don't know how I missed the whole case because I don't remember the case at all. And I am a true crime junkie. And the trial hasn't even, has the trial happened? The trial's happened. Because he was, or has it happened? Frick, I don't know. I actually didn't pay that close attention to the end. I know that the dude put in a plea. Well, the judge put it in for him. Well, he was, no, because he did. He was found guilty and life without parole. I saw that. I don't know what to put these all in. But anyway, it was a good documentary. It really was. I enjoyed it. It definitely kind of, it's kind of scary because, I mean, it almost makes you, or makes me, someone who puts so much of their life online and like so much information about myself is so readily available to people online. It kind of makes you stop and second guess whether or not that's a good idea. Anything anymore. The world is a scary, dangerous place, and that's unfortunately just the world that we live in anymore. It was a good reminder to try and be cautious, as cautious as you can, because you never know. You never know who could be out there watching you. It's just pretty crazy. I am a little disappointed. Like, I am kind of thinking that I should have added more pumpkin to this because it really just doesn't have any flavor to it at all. And that's crazy because I added way more than an 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon in a 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. I added like a tablespoon or 2 of both of them. I'm still stuck with no flavor. Ugh, upsetting. I don't think I have anything else to share with you guys in this reading vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed all of the vlogs from the Summerween Readathon. If you did, let me know. Give the video a thumbs up, like the video, and also drop a comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you want to see more reading vlogs, if you have certain themes, like, whatever, let me know. I'm always open to ideas, especially when it comes to book theme videos, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not, like, I love to read, but I'm not a crazy reader in the sense of like I read 15 books in a week. Okay, in most months I'm lucky if I read 3 books. Okay, 3 books is a good month for me. So I kind of need these videos. I use these videos as kind of like a motivation to read more. Not because I don't like it, just because like I don't prioritize it as I should. I'm very busy and other things tend to take priority, and I kind of forget about how much I love to read. Whatever, whole thing to say, let me know if you have any videos that you want to see that are read themed. or if you just have any videos in general that you want to see from me. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss out on any upcoming videos, especially if you are requesting something. You don't want to miss out on something that you requested if I end up making a video about it. There are some travel videos that are going to be coming out soon that I'm very excited about. There's obviously more Halloween content, and there is a new series that I am starting on this channel, and it is much needed. And I think that it's going to be one that will hopefully help and motivate a lot of people. And I'm gonna have fun with it. I think we're gonna have a good time. So subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that upcoming content. And yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And I will see y'all in the next one.